welcome to this week's episode of Rustie Sheep, episode 17. Hi, my name is Ines and I live in Rotterdam, East Flanders, Belgium. If you're a new viewer, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. It's always lovely to see you here, and I love podcasting. Episode 17. Not sure what the title is yet. So I want to talk about what I'm wearing. This is a senior sweater from Marianne J. Björkman, sorry. I knitted it out of Hildesvag Tinda. It's knitted out of lamb's wool, and I used the colorway burgundy and grey to do this, and it's amazing. It's a lovely soft sweater. It is really jumper. It's really nice to have it on, and it's really warm as well. We're at the end of October, so yeah, we're getting in that stage that it really becomes cold out. So yeah, it's so lovely for me now to like wear all those jumpers you've knit yourself, and yeah. This week I have actually a lot to talk about, so I'm just gonna dive right in. First, maybe start with acquisitions. So it's actually a funny story. Let me just get it first. I have a full box of everything I want to talk about. First, let me show you this. Oh my God. Can you see this? This is I shouldn't have bought it. It was like, yeah, but I wanted it, so I did. It was really exciting. I think about 2 weeks ago, Amy Florence from the Stranded podcast from Stranded Dyeworks, she was launching a new update. So I knew it was 8 o'clock at night on a Friday, and I was like ready. Like as soon as the launch was there, I was like refreshing. I even set an alarm in my phone just so I could buy something from her website. I've been wanted to buy skein from her since I followed her like 3 years ago. I watch her podcast and I was really excited. And this is her Christmas colorway. It's called Zooming Home for Christmas. It's 75% merino, 25% nylon, and so yeah, I already talked about in my last episode, in the previous one, that I bought Christmas yarn from Dragon Hill Studio. So yes, this beauty is mine. It was really exciting. So the moment it launched, I selected it, and within 4 minutes, I bought something from her website. Paid it everything. The confirmation email went in. The launch was at 8 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock English time. At that time it was still British summertime, and it was like, yeah, this is mine. This is mine. In 4 minutes. The funny part was I was walking down the street. I was at my friend's house, and we were going to get something to drink, and in the night shop, because yeah, I just wanted to have a cola, something like a soda or something, and she didn't have anything in the house, so like I just went there while I was walking, like filling in my payment details on PayPal, and it was so exciting. And then it arrived at the office, but yeah, with the current situation in Belgium, we're like not in a complete lockdown, but we'll get there. It's just a matter of days now that we'll just lock down completely again. And at that time, when it arrived, my boss decided that we didn't have to go into the office anymore, but I let it delivered at my office because I know there's always somebody there. Yoka, I talked about her last episode. She's always there, so there's always somebody to collect my parcel. But gladly, I have a colleague who just lives around across the bridge. Actually, it's 2 minutes drive. Yes, we drive to each other's houses. I know it's bad for the environment, but the weather has been awful to walk there. So, and she collected it at work for me because she had to pick up some screens and some computer material. And Celine, she just picked it up for me, and I went like at 11 at night. I went to her house to collect this beautiful yarn. This is my secret pleasure. This is my guilty pleasure. I already bought a skein of Christmas yarn, so now I have two. But look at those colors. I mean, it's amazing with the red. Oh, okay. Yeah, but it didn't really end there with me buying yarn. So, yeah. Okay, let me just show you the whole box. Okay. So, yay, Christmas yarn from Standard. Just put it down here. I'm just gonna have a sip. I'm drinking hot apple juice with ginger because my throat is acting up. But let me show you. Okay, I need to move some stuff. But look at that. So yeah, the shop Jawol in Rotterdam, the Netherlands, was having a sale on Roma yarn, Phenol PT2, and I let myself go. I did find the project. I wanted to work on it before I ordered it, but it took me like 2 seconds to find a project to do this. So the Phenol PT2, because there was a sale, yeah, there weren't many options. And the funny part was that weekend I was wearing an aubergine dress, a color, not like a dress made out of an aubergine, but the color was was aubergine and eggplant. And yeah, I didn't have a really nice top or vest to put on top of it. So I think this will go amazing with it. So I decided to knit up a cardigan and I already started working on that. But look at that. So I have 9 skeins. I did have a contrast color, but I didn't like it. I, I'll talk about that later. This is going to be another baby cardigan for my friend. I'm going to visit her after this podcast. Nikki, I talked about it. Look at that. But yeah, so much yarn. And again, with this box, it arrived at work. So what I did do is you could send me a message via our Teams, via work chat. And she was like, yeah, your box has arrived. I was like, yes, 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 my yarn. So I actually drove to the office like really late in the evening. There was nobody there, but I was in my sweatpants. I've been living in my sweatpants for a while now. Today I wore jeans, so especially for you guys, I put some pants on, some decent pants on. Um, yeah, maybe this should be the title of this episode. I put some pants on. Because, yeah, lately, working home, living home, like constantly being at home, I don't even bother to fully get dressed anymore. I'm constantly in my sweatpants or my pajama bottoms. Yeah, this is my life now. I'm becoming a spinster who is addicted to yarn and has cats. Yeah. No, I was so happy with this. It's like I already cast it on, but I'll talk about that later. Um, Actually, I have finished 4 objects the last couple of weeks. We all know the jumper I was making, the Svenson jumper for my colleague Michelle. I finished it. It took me a lot of work, but I was so happy to have finished it. Actually, last weekend I took about 2 days to sew everything together, but I wanted to make sure that everything was aligned up perfectly. All the cables were neatly sewed together. So yeah, I did spend some time on that. Also, not like completely fully 2 days, but more like I think it took me 4 hours in total. I firstly seamed the sides, and then I started seaming the sleeve, and then just closing up here. Because I know if I seam all the way up here, and then I have to do like start from here for the sleeves, it will be too tight. I've done that in the past. So yeah, and I just wanted to make sure that everything was neatly done, and he loved it. He actually came to work here on Monday, and he loved it. He's been wearing it nonstop. I was like, yeah, at some point you have to take it off because maybe you should like wash it or give it a soak, or because I think he has been wearing it like 4 days already in a row. Like, this is a sweater, you need to change it. But he's so proud of it and he loves it so much. And it's actually a joy to see somebody like really so happy with something I made. And yeah, he's constantly bragging to everybody, like, look what my colleague made, look what Ines did. And I've been receiving messages from him, like, my parents said it was amazing, beautiful, gorgeous. I was like, okay. And they were like, yeah. And then those people can't remember who it was. Like, yeah, they really loved it. They asked me where I got it from. I was like, yeah. And then he said, I have a personal friend who made this for me. And it's really nice to see his joy as well while he was wearing it, and it fits like a glove. I was so excited. I was so worried a bit as well because you have all those separate panels, and I was spot on. I checked it constantly. The length was good, the width was good, but putting everything together is like still a bit of a surprise, you know. It should be fine, and it's not like that I was worried, but still excited and see how this was turning out. So I'll put a picture down here of him smiling, getting it, his jumper that I made. So yeah, that was the first finished object that I had. And then actually I have three more. So after the jumper I made for Michelle, the Svenson, I decided to knit up a baby jumper because yeah, I'm visiting my friend soon. So yeah, and at that time she gave birth 2 weeks early, so I didn't have anything yet. So actually I ordered something cool for her boy, and this is like a little with the name, and it's actually the birth card that I had a digital version of it, and I let it print on there. And it's so cute. It's like, oh, babies are cute. Okay, let me get look. So first, look what I made. This is a compass sweater from Tin Can Knits. I knitted it out of Annelle. That's my favorite brand, like Get To brand. But look at that. It's amazing. Such a cute. And it's a yoke and it's so tiny. I love it. And I'm actually going to knit another one for another colleague who is, his wife is giving birth in a couple of weeks. So this is for a boy because, yeah, blue. But I'm going to knit another version for a girl out of it. Look at that. It's so cute. So I wanted to give like, let me just put it back in the box, open it up. And what else did I do last night? I was watching some telly with some friends and I made those cute, gorgeous small socks, baby socks. Look at that. Oh, they're so cute. It took me an hour to make one though, 1 hour for one sock. I was like, this is so cute. I haven't blocked them because I didn't have the time. Look at that. The hem is folded over. I'm sorry, I'm being giddy, but like, you know, everything you make for a small baby, it's always cute. So it doesn't have the same effect if you just say it in a normal voice. You need to do it like with a cute, smally voice. So yeah, baby socks, they do count as a finished object, in my opinion. I also used Anel. I used the same color as I used because I had leftovers from the yoke, from the pattern, from the chart. So I still had some leftovers there. I just want to fold it rightly because I'm leaving after this recording. So we have three finished objects already. And then the fourth one was my meeting knitting, as I call it. Just put it back down. Look how cute that is. Oh yeah, his name is Robin. And then my fourth finished object, oh, and I forgot to, yeah, I'll put the name of the yarn I used down below. I know it's called Rocky, but I can't remember which brand it was. So socks, I have a pair of finished socks. I still need to block them and weave in the ends and get away with my own hair. But yeah, these are some socks for Yoka, my colleague I've been going on about. She loves some blue, and this is what I had left over. And it was nice just knitting plain socks. I love vanilla socks. And I use, as always, a German short row heel. This is like brainless knitting for me, and I love having a project on the needles like that because sometimes, as I said, when I'm in a meeting, I yeah, I'm just knitting. I just don't want to follow a chart. I don't want to think too much about it, and these socks are amazing to do that. So yeah, they're finished. I was about to block them just before this episode, but then, yeah, they don't have the same effects, I think. There will be wet, there will be on blockers. So I thought before I soak them and I block them, I would show you guys. So, 4 finished objects in 2 weeks. One was massive, the jumper. I'm gonna be honest, my hands really hurt after that one. So when I was done sewing everything together, I still had to knit the rib of the neck, and my hand was hurting. It was, um, yeah, my thumbs for some reason were hurting, so I couldn't knit for 2 days. I think I overdid myself a bit. I am like that. I talked about it in the last episode as well. So yeah, it's been an exciting week actually last week, and I can't believe it's already Sunday. The weekend is almost over. So yeah, but I'm going enough said about that. So socks, a pair of socks. No, actually a pair of adult socks, a pair of baby socks, a baby jumper, and an adult jumper. So yeah, I've done quite well the last 2 weeks. So I want to talk about what I'm knitting right now. Ah, this, wait, I'm losing stitches. This is going to be a cardigan. It's the Nordbakkan from Skeindeer Knits. Let me just, yeah, the Nordbakkan from Skeindeer Knits. It's going to be steeked. But I'm actually redoing the color work because the contrast yarn I ordered, I did that. And I did the color work, and it was a lilac colorway, and it was really light, and you couldn't really see it. So and then I decided to change because this I still had left. It's also Roma PT2. I can't remember the raspberry colorway or something. 466. I do know the number, but yeah, I did like 6 rows of color work, and I didn't like it. I didn't like those. It looks nice though, but if you see it in the knitting itself, no, it's not my thing. So I actually decided after 6 rows of color work that I didn't like the combination of the colors. So I still have some gray left from when I was knitting this jumper. So I'm going to find it because honestly, I have no clue where it is. I have like this. I'm not sure if you see this, but this thing is filled with yarn. Underneath, there's a small table filled with yarn. I have a cupboard right there filled with yarn. And yeah, upstairs, I have another cupboard filled with yarn. So I need to go through my stash. Um, like while I was picking another contrast color for this, I took everything out, like all the Roma yarn I had left, and now I realize I already have some Roma yarn. I forgot I bought some in Oslo last year. I was supposed to make mittens out of that. But yeah, the thing also was on the website that I ordered the Roma yarn. She didn't have the light colors anymore, just they were already sold out. I still have some gray, I still have some off-white, but I kind of want to use that for when I do knit mittens out of it. So I do know that I still have that gray left. So I will just have a look at it and then just start over. But it will be for tonight after I've edited this podcast. And yeah, I've been to my friend's house and see her little tiny baby who is 2 weeks old now. um, yeah, it was an exciting week, as I said before, in the sense of Monday, my colleague Michelle came to work here. Tuesday, I was for some reason so knackered. I was so tired. Um, I didn't really do anything special that made me that tired, but I didn't go to school in the evening because I go to school every Tuesday from 6:30 till 9:30, but the teacher always runs out with the class. She's always later than most of the time. We get out of class at 10 p.m. and then by the time I get home, it's a 20-minute drive. So like yeah, and I most of the time I end up chatting with my fellow students. So sometimes it's like 10:30 or 10:45 until I'm home, and then I'm a person when I come home, I can't really go to bed directly. I still need to watch an episode of some like sitcom series I'm watching. At the moment, I'm watching A Man with a Plan with Matt LeBlanc. I think it's an old series, but I'm a professional binger, I call myself. I watch a lot of series because, yeah, I spend a lot of time knitting, so and then I just put some series on and yeah, I just follow or listen to them and yeah. I'm I'm a bit of a series addict as well, but whatever. So yeah, I can't believe that I shared everything in 20 minutes already. But it's good. That means that I've didn't know that's not good because that means I've been talking really fast again. Um, yeah, but that's just me. I consider myself as a fast train. Like I compare myself, if you're living in Europe with a TGV, that's a really fast train that goes to the south of France instead of a normal train. Yeah. Actually, I had a job interview this week and I described myself as a TGV, but I am like that. I am a person who knits quick. I'm a person who wants things fast. And yeah, I work in a high speed as well. And it's sometimes difficult for me to relax because I'm always used to work or live in a certain speed. And Corona for me is letting me calm down a bit, ease up a bit for some certain things. Yeah, so I'm actually, a lot of people are struggling through Corona, and I had some moments as well. But I'm actually looking forward again, having that quiet moments again. Um, Wednesday, my house was a big mess. I had to get a new boiler because the boiler was acting up in the house. So there were two guys working in the house the whole day while I was working. All the electrical tools a man can have, they used, I don't know all the correct words in English, but I don't even know the correct words in Flemish for them. But actually, just let me say they made a big new hole in my wall that goes outside. So it was a hole like that. They made him, and I kept on working. It was a bit difficult when I had to do some phone calls, but I just went upstairs to do some calls. But yeah, my house was like a big mess on Wednesday, dust everywhere, and yeah. And then on Thursday, my colleague Celine, who just lives across the bridge, came to work here. My house is big enough to keep people separated in the sense that my table is okay for 8 people to sit on. I have a massive big table and it's easy, I can invite a colleague and keep the safe distance, but still have that joy of working together. Not sure if working is a joy though, but you know what I mean. So Celine came over to work and on Friday, I can't remember, it's a bit of a blur, I think. Did I do something after work on Friday? Yeah, I can't remember. So yeah, and then yesterday I made pancakes. I love making pancakes. So yeah, I did have a lovely time. It was a bit hectic. It was a bit, but as I said, if I think about it right now, it's like those days they fly by. In the moment itself, it's so busy, or it's really loud, or yeah, especially on Wednesday with the guys working here. Um, Making lunch when you don't have any water or gas is a challenge. I thought it was grayish outside, and I was like, oh, I'm going to make some soup, like a fancy cup of soup. But yeah, you don't have any gas, so that means that my cooker wasn't working. I couldn't get water because yeah, the water was turned off. So it was a bit of a challenge. But then I realized I still have some soup in the freezer. So it was funny to defrost everything, and yeah, I just ate a cup of soup, and it's so typical me. Instead of being prepared, I just like in the moment I go like, oh, soup, and then yeah, no heater, no water. Okay, how should I do this? But, yeah. Well, that is me. This is all I want to talk about. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. You know, there will be some Christmas socks in the next episode. You know, this will happen. So I'm actually looking forward to casting them on. I just want to take this, figure this one out first, and then I'm going to cast on some Christmas socks. Okay, guys, lovely chatting to you. Have a lovely day, and we'll speak soon. Bye.